Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Super Mario Fan 85. In this video I'm going to do a review and retrospective on Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is the sequel to Paper Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door was released on the Nintendo GameCube on October 11, 2004. It is a role-playing game, just like the original Paper Mario. This game is my favorite Paper Mario game and also probably my favorite Mario game as well. I think The Thousand Year Door takes what made Paper Mario 64 great and makes it even better. First, I want to talk about the gameplay. Like the first game, The Thousand Year Door uses turn-based combat, battles, and I think the battle system with the turn-based combat works really well. And also in this game, they add a part where sometimes when enemies attack you, if you hit the B button, you can not only block their attack, but hit them back. Also in this game, you get to explore Rogueport and its surrounding areas, just like in the first game. You got to explore the Mushroom Kingdom. Also, like the first game, each location and chapter feels unique and different. So there's a lot of variety in this game. Also, in the first game, you get to collect items, some of which you can use in battle. You also collect badges, which give you different abilities throughout the game. Also, like the first game, when you win a battle, you earn star points, and when you earn 100 star points, you get to level up each time that you do that. Next, I want to talk about the story. Like the first game, this game opens as a storybook, and I really like that. Also, like the first game, this game's story is divided into a prologue and 8 chapters. Next, I'm going to get into the story itself, and I will be talking about spoilers. So if you've never played this game and don't want to be spoiled, please stop watching this video now, because I don't want to spoil anyone who doesn't want to be. Okay, so anyway, now I'm going to get into the story. So the game starts off just like the first one at the Mario Bros. House, and like the first game, Mario gets a letter from Princess Peach, but this time she's asking him to accompany her on a treasure hunt. She said that she had found this mystical map in a town called Rogueport, and she wants him to come and help her hunt for the treasure. And anyway, and she had sent the map with the letter. So Mario ends up going to Rogueport, leaving Luigi behind. And when Mario gets to Rogueport, he finds that Princess Peach is missing and doesn't know what happened to her. But he meets Goombella, who are attacked by these thugs, which are X-Nauts, and Mario fights off the leader of them, Lord Crump. And then Goombella takes Mario to meet her old professor, Professor Franklin, who's in town and researching the treasure. But anyway, there's a door beneath Rogueport, underground, called the Thousand Year Door, which is what the game is named after. And the rumors are there's a treasure sealed behind this door, but to open the door, a person must collect 7 crystal stars. And anyway, Mario, Goombella, and Professor Franklin, they go down into the sewers and they end up finding the door and putting the map in front of it. And when this happens, the door, or the magic with the door and the map, will show a location of a crystal star on the map. So they decide that they should start, or they suspect maybe Princess Peach went ahead of Mario to look for the treasure, and if they start trying to find the crystal stars, that they'll catch up to Princess Peach. But anyway, after chapter 1, they find out that Princess Peach has been kidnapped by the X-Nauts, and who were trying to get the map but from Peach when they captured her, but she had already sent the map to Mario. So now Mario's goal is to get the rest of the crystal stars before the X-Nauts do, and rescue Princess Peach from the X-Nauts. Anyways, later in the game, it's revealed that the X-Nauts and their supreme leader, Sir Gratis, that their goal is to take over the world. And Grodus wants to, like I said, take over the world and remake the world in his image, like he says in one scene, a world for him, by him, and about him. which of course obviously wouldn't be a good thing. And then it's also revealed that the treasure behind the door is actually a 1,000-year-old demon who Gratis plans to resurrect and use Princess Peach as a vessel for this demon to possess and use the demon's power to take over the world, or that's his plan. So anyway, what happens is when Mario has collected 6 crystal stars and the X-Nauts have failed to get those stars before he did, and the X-Nauts have 1 star themselves, so Grotus then, knowing that Mario will come after the last crystal star, he leaves Lord Crump at the X-Nauts base on the moon with the crystal star, but takes Princess Peach away with him to the 1,000-year door. Mario and party, of course, they use a cannon from this place called Far Outpost to blast them to the moon, and they storm the X-Naut Fortress and defeat Lord Crump and get the last crystal star, but they find that Peach had already been taken away. But then they find the base's main computer tech, who had during her captivity there had been helping Princess Peach, and actually at the end of chapter 6 had decided to help her escape before this was found out by Sir Grotus, who had him shut down, but he was running backup power. Anyway, Tech helps Mario escape the fortress before it self-destructs. And Mario and party return from the moon, and they find Professor Franklin there, but it's not really him, it's an imposter, which Grotus uses to trick Mario into opening the door for him. And anyway, later there's confrontation between Mario and Grotus. Mario defeats Grotus, but then threatens Peach if Mario attacks him again. But regardless of what Mario decides, Bowser and King Koopa comes in and crushes or lands on top of Gratis. And Mario has to fight and defeat them again. But this allows Gratis to escape with Peach, who resurrects the Shadow Queen who possesses Peach. But anyway, the Shadow Queen, Gratis had been tricked by one of his minions, who's actually really loyal to the Shadow Queen, into believing that the Shadow Queen, if he released her, that she would obey him, but this wasn't true. So anyway, he tries to command her to destroy Mario and his friends, but she says that no one commands her, and she ends up destroying Gratis' body, leaving only his head, and then she destroys his head as well. And anyway, then you have the final battle of the game where you have to fight and defeat the Shadow Queen, and the Shadow Queen at the end is permanently defeated, and Princess Peach is returned to normal. And then the real Professor Franklin comes in there, and they're all reunited. Anyway, I think the story was good. It was engaging, entertaining. The writing was good. Some of the dialogue is witty, and there's some comedic moments with some of the characters. Also, I like the story. The story of this game is something more original. In the first game, you had the classic Mario story of Bowser kidnapping Princess Peach and the conflict between Mario and Bowser. And I do like that story, but we had that story was told, in the first Paper Mario game, and it's also been told countless times in the mainline Mario game. So I'm glad that this game did something different and original. So instead of Bowser kidnapping Princess Peach, it's the X-Nauts in this case. Also, I want to talk some about the characters. Of course, Mario's the main character that you play. And of course, he's portrayed as heroic and good. Also, I like there are a few comedic moments in the game where some characters mistakenly call him by the wrong name. One character calls him Murphy. Another character calls him Marty, and he tries to correct them. And another character actually calls him Luigi, thinking that he's his brother. Also, Princess Peach in this game, of course, was captured again, but this time by the X-Nauts. But while she's in captivity in the X-Naut Fortress, she meets Tech, the fortress's main computer, and Tech, even though he's just a computer, he over time starts falling in love with Princess Peach, and he has her do different tasks for him in the fortress, trying to find out what Sir Gratis' plans are, or and stuff like that. And of course, at first, and also at first, Tech is fully agrees with Sir Gratis's plans and thinks he's a great person. But as he comes to know Peach, and he realizes, even though he's just a computer, how evil Gratis actually is, and how much danger Peach is in, and decides to help her. And like I said before, he had tried to help her escape, but near the end of the game, but was caught by Sir Gratis. And also Ted, when he has Princess Peach find out about Sir Gratis' plans and these other things, that he'll let Princess Peach email Mario so she's able to give him some information about what the X-Naut's plans are. And also, the tech is kind of similar to Twink in the first game, where both characters help Princess Peach during her captivity. Also, next, I'm going to talk about Sir Gratis. Sir Gratis is the supreme leader of the X-Nauts. I think he was a good villain in this game. He's a ruthless villain who rules his organization with iron fists, and his goal, of course, is to take over the world. And he said that when he completes that goal, that he'll throw the world into depths of terror and make it all about him. And like I said, obviously, that would not be a good thing for the citizens of the world. And he's also a more serious villain, where his right-hand man, Lord Crump, and the regular X-Naut soldiers have some comedic moments. Also, next, I'm going to talk about Bowser. Bowser is in this game, and also you get to play as him in between chapters, just as you get to play as Peach during the segments with her and her captivity in the X-Naut Fortress. And of course, Bowser, he finds out about the treasure and Mario going after it, and he's trying to collect the crystal stars himself, but he's always one step behind Mario, and there's several comedic moments with him throughout this game, which I enjoyed. And Bowser, he's a villain, of course, in this game, but he's not the main villain. He is a lot of times. And while I like Bowser as a villain, I found it refreshing to see someone else be the main villain. And then also you have the Shadow Queen, who is the final boss and villain of the game. And the Shadow Queen is just completely evil. She wants to engulf the world in darkness. And she even offered Mario to join her at the end. And if you say yes, you can say yes or no. If you say yes, they'll say, for Mario, Peach, and the world, it was game over. And of course, you don't want to say that. You want to say no, and then you have to fight her. And of course, she possesses Princess Peach, which makes Peach look like an evil version of Princess Peach. Like evil smile and black dress, all that stuff. Anyway, like I said, I think this game is really good. The only really flaw that I really see with it is there's some backtracking in a couple of the chapters you have to do, and the remake of the Thousand Year Door that was released last year fixes these issues. Also, like a lot of Paper Mario fans, I wish that Nintendo would make a new Paper Mario game like the Thousand Year Door. But at this point, I don't think that's going to happen. I am glad they did the remake last year. I enjoyed that. But anyway, I give this game a 10 out of 10. I think it's great. It's a masterpiece. Anyways, please let me know what y'all think of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door in the comments below. Thank you all for watching my video, and y'all have a great day.